first time in a generation, the lighting industry is on the government's radar. And there's two reasons for that. The first is the technological transformation that's happened in the industry. It's now being seen as a green technology. But secondly, and probably more importantly, is the Lighting Industry Association, the Department for Business, Innovation and Skills and UK Trade and Industry have come together to produce this, a UK lighting sector strategy document. It's basically a roadmap of the future. And no less a person than Michael Fallon, the Minister for Business and Energy, is backing this document, and he's supportive of the plan that the lighting industry has put together for its development. So, Minister, why is the lighting industry now on the government's radar?
Because it's a very important sector. It consumes a lot of electricity, so it's got a big part to play in our reduction of electricity use, in our moves towards energy efficiency. And it's an area in which there's been huge innovation and technological change in the last few years, and a large number of British companies well placed to take advantage of that and to export its success across the world.
What's the purpose of the UK lighting sector strategy document that's been produced by the LIA and your department?
Well, this is a very important document. First of all, it's a collaboration between industry and government. Secondly, it maps out the future of the industry. It points to the partnership between industry and government, but it shows how the industry is likely to evolve and what needs to be done further to help make it a success and to help make it a success globally.
And what is the government doing in practical terms to help the lighting industry to achieve its goals and to prosper?
Well, like a number of sectors where there's been quite rapid technological change, government can play a role. We provide a new system called the Patent Box, enabling people to quickly commercialise their inventions. We've helped even the smallest companies with research and development tax credits. And we are reshaping our export support effort to make sure that, again, small and medium-sized companies get full support in their efforts to break into new markets abroad.
What's the government doing to show leadership in terms of its own procurement and its lighting estate and its buildings all over the country?
Well, there's obviously a role for government, central government, indeed local government, but the public sector as a whole to take the lead here to help reduce electricity costs, to promote energy efficiency, both in the design of new buildings, new public buildings, but also in the way in which our existing stock is managed. We need to bring energy efficiency right to the centre of the way in which the estates are managed, that it isn't something that's simply farmed off or considered as an add-on, that it's brought right in centre stage to the way that buildings are designed in the first place and the way that they are managed from there on in. The public sector can be a pathfinder in driving the industry on to keep innovating, and even in the most clumsily designed old-fashioned buildings to see what can be done to improve energy use.
And do you think we'll ever get to a situation whereby, government buildings themselves have energy targets, a metric, say, kilowatt hour per metre squared per year or something like that?
I'm not sure we're going to get into the business of prescribing specific targets. The industry is innovating all the time, and given the rising cost of energy, I think there's sufficient incentive there, certainly in the private sector, to keep energy costs under control. Is now a major part of the bill, but also for the public sector to get more value for money from the public purse. There is every incentive on public sector managers to ensure that energy costs are minimised.
And what can the lighting industry itself do to help educate and influence those decision makers in government who have responsibility for all this inefficient lighting and their lighting estates?
Well, we work at this together through the Green Construction Board that I co-chair. Industry and government, we work at this together to see what can be done and how government can play a leadership role in this. We don't want to be too prescriptive. We want to encourage, we want to promote best practice. We think we can do that without putting extra legislative burden or administrative burdens on companies.
What's your take on the work that the Lighting Industry Association have done over the last few years?
Oh, the Lighting Industry Association is one of the key bodies for the industry now. Of course, it promoted the Lux Live exhibition. It's established the magazine now, and it's really become one of the driving forces of the industry, not only in communicating the industry's position to government, but leading the industry itself.
So what's your message to those with responsibility for lighting in organisations such as the NHS in terms of what they can do to improve their lighting and to upgrade to more energy efficient systems?
Attendance at the exhibition and involvement with the industry ought to be a must for any public sector manager now hoping to use their buildings more efficiently and to cut their energy bills.
And finally, Minister, what's your message to the UK's lighting manufacturers?
Well, the UK lighting industry has proved it can innovate. It's LED lighting, for example, has been extremely important, rapidly being adopted almost everywhere now. And that's a very good example of how this industry can help innovate, can help drive change that benefits us all. Because if they can reduce the cost below 18% of electricity, if they can keep that coming down, then the industry is playing its part in helping overall to make us a greener country and a more energy efficient country.
Michael Fallon, thank you very much.